Good day everyone. Today we will present the chapter 13 of our reporting in leadership management and decision making. Before we go into the details, let me first present the topic chapter outline of our lesson. This chapter focuses on how leaders can effectively guide and build strong teams. Here are the main topics we will cover. Let's talk about goals. When we talk about goals, they help guide our actions and measures our progress. According to the lesson, goals should have 6 main characteristics. First is specific. Goals must be clear and focused, not vague or general. Number 2 is observable. We should be able to see or measure the results. 3 is attainable. The goals must be realistic and possible to achieve. 4 is challenging. They should push us to grow and perform better. 5 is supported by actual commitment. We must be truly dedicated to achieving them. Lastly is followed by feedback. Feedback helps us know how well are we doing and what to improve. By setting goals with these characteristics, teams and individuals can stay motivated and perform effectively. Constructive feedback is important because it helps people grow and improve their performance. It also helps build good relationships and morale within a team, especially when it comes from a leader or supervisor. To give effective feedback, we need good communication, discipline, and assertiveness skills. This means knowing how to express our thoughts clearly, listen to others, and be confident but respectful. When providing feedback, there are a few important things to remember. First, be clear about the purpose. Know why you are giving feedback and what you want to achieve. Second is choose the right time and place. The setting should make the person comfortable to listen and respond. Third, send proper nonverbal signals. Your tone, facial expressions, and body language should match your message. Fourth, be aware of emotions. Try to understand how the person feels while receiving feedback. Fifth is be assertive but respectful. Be honest and direct but always kind and professional. In short, providing constructive feedback is not just about pointing out mistakes. It's about helping others learn and become better. When done properly, it strengthens teamwork and supports continuous improvement.
Now, let's move on with the components of feedback skills. There are 3, the knowledge component, behavioral component, and evaluative component. First is the knowledge component. This is all about knowing when, where, and what feedback to give. For example, imagine your teammate just presented something, and you notice an error. Instead of correcting them in front of everyone, which might embarrass them, you wait until after the meeting to give your feedback privately. That's applying the knowledge component, knowing the right time and place. Next is the behavioral component, which focuses on how feedback is delivered. Even if what you're saying is correct, the way you say it matters a lot. Good feedback should be specific, descriptive, direct, and helpful. So instead of saying, you did it wrong, you can say, I noticed that the data you used was from last week. Maybe updating it could make your report more accurate. See, same idea but said in more constructive way. And lastly, the evaluative component. This part is about assessing or reflecting on how effective your feedback is. Did the person improve after you gave feedback? Did your message help them understand what to change? Because giving feedback isn't just about talking, it's about helping others grow. Now, let's move on to the next part, how leaders can actually improve their feedback skills. There are a few simple but powerful ways. First, make sure your feedback is helpful. The goal is not to make someone feel bad, but to guide them to do better. Think of it like this, feedback should be a mirror, not a hammer. It reflects what needs improvement without breaking someone's confidence. Second, direct, specific, and descriptive. Avoid vague comments like, good job, or you need to improve. Instead, say what exactly was good or what needs work. For example, I like how you started with a strong introduction, but maybe next time, try to include more statistics to support your points. Third, be timely and flexible. Feedback works best when it's given at the right time. If you wait too long, the moment may pass and the person might not even remember the details. And being flexible means adjusting your approach depending on who you're talking to. Some people prefer direct feedback, while others need a gentler tone. Fourth, provide both positive and negative feedback. Positive feedback motivates people to keep doing their best, while constructive criticism helps them grow. For example, you were really confident during your report, and that's great, but you can improve it even more by managing your time better next time. And lastly, avoid blame or embarrassment. When people feel attacked, they stop listening. So instead of saying, you always mess this up, you can say, I've noticed some issues here. Maybe we can work together to fix them. That simple change in tone makes a big difference. Now, let's go to the next part, team building for work teams. Team building is more than just games and outings. It's about improving how members work together, understand each other, and solve problems as a team. At a team level, these activities help members see why they struggle to meet goals and also give them coping strategies for stressful situations. For example, imagine a team that always argues during projects. A team building activity might help them learn better communication and maybe realize that their issue wasn't personal. It was just poor coordination. However, one thing to remember is that team building alone doesn't remove the root causes of problems. It's like putting a band-aid on a deeper wound. It helps for a while, but the real issue might still be there, such as unclear roles or lack of trust. Now, many organizations try to fix these problems using top-down efforts, meaning from management or higher positions. For example, the boss might organize a seminar or team building workshop. That's good, but if the team members themselves aren't open to improving, it won't work. On the other hand, some organizations are truly committed to teamwork. They are willing to change their systems and structures to support collaboration. But the challenge is, not all of them commit to the bottom-up work. This means real teamwork starts from within the team, from the members who communicate, cooperate, and help one another every day. To wrap it up, successful teamwork needs both top-down support from leaders and bottom-up effort from team members. Both sides must work together for real progress.
Now let us move on to Figure 13.1, a rationale for individual, interpersonal, team, and organizational training. This figure explains how people and organization develop through 4 stages, starting from the individual level up to the organizational level. At first level, individual, people ask what they are being and need from the group. At this point, they usually appear and mistrust, but once acceptance grows, they can move on to the next stage. The interpersonal level focuses on trust and how members interact. People ask, what do you bring and need from the group? Here, relationship starts forming through competition and a pattern may still appear. The team level is about collaboration. The questions become, what will we do? The teams builds spontaneity and feedback, but can face issues like dependence or counter-dependence. Finally, organizational level, members work together for synergy, productivity, and creativity. The focus shifts to how will we organize and create. This is where high-performing organizations merge. Next is team building for workplace. A successful team building intervention helps members understand how teams really work. It's important to raise awareness about how people function as a team. This includes using diagnostic tools or feedback systems to see how each member stands and how they can improve. It also means providing a safe and risk-free environment where team members can test new behaviors, communicate properly, and practice teamwork effectively. In short, team building is not just about activity. It's about improving relationships, performance, and outstanding within the group.
Since we're talking about developing for others, the next part of our presentation is the building high-performance team. This part focuses on how to improve your team, not only in their performance, but also in their morals and characteristics. And we're going to talk about the rocket model. The rocket model, it tells the leaders what steps to take and when do they take them. It's basically like a direction or a guide for the leader for its team success, and also shows their strengths and how to use them, and for that strength to improve their team. But it doesn't only show their strengths, it also shows their weaknesses. The purpose of this is for those weaknesses, for them to improve it, and then it slowly turns into strength. So it will be a more effective and more efficient way. And this is a rocket model. As you can see, they shape like a rocket. First, we're going to start outside of the rocket and see there's contents. It means that these are the external factors like organizational structure, the culture, the environment, and the surroundings, and of course, the team itself. Going inside the rocket, you guys can see 6 aspects, and starting with the mission and talent. The mission and talent is considered like the foundation of the team. It shows the mission or why the team exists, and it also shows the necessary skills that this team possesses. Next is the norms and buy-in. This shows the rules on the people have to follow in this organization to be successful, and the commitment of the members and the team, of course, to reach a certain goal. Next is the resource and the courage. It shows the tools, the budget, and the supports that the team needs to reach their certain goal, and also shows the willingness to take risks and speak up. This shows on how do they perceive in terms of problems, decisions, and how do they overcome this. And at the top of the rocket model, you guys can see the result. Of course, this shows that if you have all the 6 aspects or the 6 boxes in the rocket, you guys will be successful, and like the rocket, if you launch it, it will go up, and it symbolizes improvement and success of the team itself. Notion of the rocket model is like the how of the team building. It shows that what does the team need to improve in their mission, in their norms, and so forth. It's basically like what are the strengths that needs to be improved and what are the weaknesses that needs to be changed. And the result of using the rocket model is first it showed them what they actually accomplished, which is more like a realization of their status and their goal. Next is if there's a team that is more high performing or more high effective than them, it is more like a comparison on the two, and it shows the high performing team uses the rocket model better, which acts their situation in a way that they need to improve their performance and focusing on the problematic components of the rocket model.
Here we have the rocket model, which leaders use to understand why a team is struggling and what fix will help. It's like a checklist showing they have the right goals, people, process, and motivation. Because it is both prescriptive and diagnostic, leaders can use it to build a brand new team or repair an underperforming team. The rocket model uses the parts of a rocket to represent the parts of a strong team. Context is the launch pad. It means understanding the situation around the team, like challenges, stakeholders, and environment. For the body of the rocket, there is mission, which answers what goals allow the team to exist, and if they have a clear direction before it can make a move. Talent, which are the people in the team. It checks if the team has the right number of members and the skills needed to succeed. Norms, which are the rules and routines of the team. It includes how the team works, makes decisions, and communicates. Buy-in is the motivation level of members on believing in the team's mission and commitment to achieve it. Resources are the tools, budget, information, time, and support the team needs. Even a strong team can fail if it lacks resources. Courage is how the team handles conflict or tough issues. The ability to speak up, discuss problems, and resolve disagreement. Results is the top of the rocket. It represents the team's previous performance, whether they meet goals, satisfy stakeholders, and improve over time. The idea is that when all these parts are strong, the team takes off and performs well. When one part is weak, the whole rocket struggles to launch.
Next is delegating. Delegating means giving responsibility and decision-making power to those who are most affected by the decision or who will carry it out. It focuses on autonomy, responsibility, and helping followers grow, rather than just involving them in every decision. Research shows that leaders who delegate more often tend to have higher performance in teams or businesses. However, it is also important to note that followers don't always feel happier just because their leaders delegate frequently. It depends on how delegation is done and how much support they receive.
So now let's proceed why delegating is important. So delegation is a key leadership skills that allows a leader to distribute tasks and responsibilities among team members effectively. So first, it frees time for the leader to perform other activities. Because when leaders delegate tasks, they can focus on higher level responsibilities such as planning, strategy, and decision making. Next, it develops followers by providing them with practical experiences in controlled fashion. Because delegation is one way of preparing them for future leadership roles, since it gives employees or team members the chance to learn new skills and gain hands-on experiences. Last, it strengthens the organization by signaling trust and promoting job satisfaction. Because when leaders delegate tasks, it shows that they trust their subordinates' abilities. So by this increases the subordinates' morale and commitment as employees feel valued and recognized. So in conclusion, delegation benefits not just the leader but also the whole organization, since it improves efficiency, nurtures employees' development, and creates a culture of trust and teamwork. Effective delegation turns followers into future leaders and helps the organization grow stronger. So here are some common reasons why leaders avoid delegating. So first, it takes too much time in a short run. So many leaders believe that explaining the task or training someone and even monitoring their work will take more time than doing it themselves. So while delegation saves time in the long run, it still requires patience initially. So for example, a sales manager avoids assigning a new employee to prepare sales report because teaching the process seems time consuming. So as a result, the manager continues to do the task personally, even though it could be delegated later once the employee is trained. Next, risky because it reduces the leader's direct control. Another explanation of what is delegating is that you have to give up some control over how a task is done, which why some leaders find this uncomfortable, especially when the outcome can affect the leader's reputation. For example, a project leader is hesitant to let their team members handle client presentation, fearing that any mistake might reflect poorly on them. So they prefer to do all the presentation themselves to stay in control. Third, they fear that the job will not be done properly because sometimes leaders doubt their team members' ability or commitment to complete tasks effectively. So, this lack of trust can prevent them from delegating responsibilities. Fourth, resisting delegation of tasks that brings power or prestige. So, some tasks kasi make leaders feel important or give them influence. So, they hesitate to give those tasks away. And then lastly, feeling guilty about giving more work to others. So, leaders may avoid delegating because they think that their team members are already too busy or they don't want to seem like they're burdening others. So now, the following are the key principles of effective delegation. The first one is decide what to delegate. Because a good leader carefully identifies which tasks can be delegated and which must be handled personally. Routines, time-consuming tasks, or developmental tasks are often suitable for delegation. Second, decide whom to delegate to because choosing the right person is very crucial. So the team leader should consider the employee's skills, workload, and potential for growth. For example, a marketing manager delegates a social media campaign to a creative staff member who has a strong design and communication skills rather to someone unfamiliar with online platforms. Third, make the assignment clear and specific. So the person receiving the task should fully understand what is expected, such as the objectives, the deadlines, and the standards that is set by the team leader. Fourth, assign an objective, not a procedure. So the leader should explain the goal of the task but allow the subordinate to decide how to achieve it. This promotes creativity and ownership. Fifth, allow for autonomy while monitoring performance. So once the task is delegated, the leader should trust the person to do the job but still provide guidance and check progress if necessary. And then lastly, give credit but do not blame. So recognizing a good performance motivates employees and builds trust. But if mistakes happen, leaders should guide and support instead of blaming the employees.
Peterson and Hicks coaching model. Process of equipping individual with the tools, knowledge, and opportunities they need to develop themselves and achieve greater success. First, orchestrate rather than dictate development. Effective coaches guide and coordinate the development process rather than commanding it. They empower individuals to take ownership of their learning journey. 2. Help followers clarify career goals. Coaches assist individuals with identifying their long-term objective and aligning their current action to achieve these goals. 3. Identify and prioritize development needs. Successful coaches help their followers recognize which skills and areas require improvement and prioritize them effectively. 4. Create and stick to development plans. Coaches and followers collaboratively design development plans and maintain consistency in following through with them. 5. Create environments that support learning and coaching. An effective coaching relationship thrives in a supportive environment that encourages reflection, experimentation, and continuous improvement. 6. Apply well-developed skills to intervene appropriately. Coaches use their expertise to identify where individuals are in the coaching process, intervene with the right strategies to promote growth. Peterson and Hicks coaching model. Steps of coaching. Number 1. Building partnership. The coaching relationship is based on mutual trust and respect. It's important to forge a partnership where both parties are committed to the process. Number 2. Gaps analysis. Using the goals, abilities, perceptions, and standards analysis is key to identify where commitment is needed to bridge gaps between current and desired outcome. Number 3. Developing plans. Developing clear plans tailored to the individual's growth needs is essential. Number 4. Promoting persistence. A key part of coaching process is promoting persistence. We need to support employees in sticking to their plans even when challenges arises. Number 5. Learning environment. Creating an environment that promotes learning and skills development is crucial for sustained success. Let's look at the development plan checklist. This checklist guides the creation of clear, actionable steps for career growth. Number 1. Objectives. Begin by setting a 1-year career objective, ensuring it's clear and achievable. It's important to limit the goals to 2 or 3, focusing on areas where the employee is motivated to change and grow. Number 2. Criteria for success. The new behaviors need to be clearly defined. They should be measurable, ensuring we can track progress effectively. Number 3. Action steps. Goals must be broken into specific, attainable, and measurable action with a variety of methods for tackling each. Seek feedback and support. Involving others in the process helps keep the plan on track. This includes gaining management support and ensuring reassessment dates are realistic. Number 5. Stretch assignments. Assignments should be stretched the employee's capabilities and be directly related to the career objectives, providing growth and opportunities. Number 6. Resources. A diverse range of resources from books to seminars is necessary to provide the full spectrum of support. Number 7. Reflection. Ensure there's periodic review with a partner so learning can be assessed and adjusted as needed.
So for the concluding comments, coaching actually takes very little additional time, but it makes a big difference in developing people. Group coaches are flexible and effective in all 5 steps of the coaching process. Showing that versatility is key. Leaders must also take time to assess and develop their own coaching skills to guide others better. Since coaching is a dynamic process, good coaches always evaluate where their followers are in the process and step in appropriately when needed. Ultimately, good leaders are those who create successors, and coaching is one of the best ways to make that happen. Now for the summary, first, goals should be specific, observable, attainable, and challenging. These goals must be supported by commitment from all levels and designed to provide clear feedback. Second, getting helpful feedback is essential for improving performance and growth. Third, team building activities can help members understand and overcome the challenges they face in reaching objectives. Fourth, the essence of leadership is not doing everything alone, but achieving goals through others. And finally, leaders who apply the 5 steps of informal coaching help create learning organizations and raise development to a higher level. In short, coaching builds both people and organizations and develops capable, confident individuals who can eventually lead others. And that's the true mark of great leadership.